George McDermott here, MarylandCourtWatch.com and SecretJustice.com news. I'm down here at the United States Court of Appeals building in Richmond, Virginia. I just got finished filing 3 motions with the court regarding their latest unsigned orders of March 4th. And it's the first 2 motions were in cases 10-2127 and 10-2113. McFadden versus George McDermott, defendant/appellant, and it's defendant's motion petition for a rehearing in Bannock pursuant to FRP Rule 35, and for this honorable court to reconsider its unsigned orders of March 4, 2011, which the clerk of the court steadfastly refuses to authenticate. Reporting order by producing upon request the required electronic signature and verification. I asked for a true test copy of the order so I could identify the judges under Maryland Constitution and Declaration of Rights, which Marylanders are entitled to a signed order, and they would not give it to me. But what they did do is the court true tested. Here's 2127. They true tested an unsigned order which was generated off a computer without letting me see the signatures of the 3 judges, and that's an absolute fraud. And then the other case, here's the order for 2113. While I was there, I asked for a copy of the court docket, seeing I filed 2 petitions for writs of mandamus back in November, and this is a copy of the docket. And it shows no docket entries whatsoever. The case just mysteriously, they didn't hear the writ of mandamus petition until it wasn't distributed until the 1st of March, and it was dismissed the 4th of March. And the petition for writ of mandamus, according to this other document, in the 2113 case, the 2127 had nothing. The 2113 case, petition for mandamus was filed on 9/28. Supposed to be heard within 3 days to protect your constitutional rights. It doesn't show anywhere in 12 docket entries that it was ever distributed to any judge, even though their opinion says it was. And the judgment orders came down on 3/4, and I filed a motion for reconsideration in that case. So this is I came down to get this because I'm filing papers in the U.S. Supreme Court tomorrow, requesting Judge Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts, requesting a certification of a question of law as to why the clerk of the court in the Supreme Court of the United States would make a statement and tell someone that the Supreme Court of the United States does not accept or recognize the Constitution of the state of Maryland, which is an absolute fraud and a joke. So, like I said, I filed that, then I filed a motion with the court. Defendants, I also filed in all three cases the 10-2113, 10-2127, and 10-1691 cases. Defendants motion and petition for the court clerk to produce the original of all signed orders authorized by authorized judicial officers of this court, issued in the name of the court in the following three cases: 10-1691, 10-2113, 10-2117, under Article 4, Section 1 of Maryland Constitution, which requires signed orders. Also under Title 28, 1254, and 1257 of the United States Code. This gangster court here, they don't know what the code of the United States is. They don't care what it is. Comes now George McDermott, appellant through a motion process, demanding that this court produce all public records in the above captioned case files for appellant's review, copy and copy. To and including all judicial correspondence, all judicial directives to the court clerk authorizing issuance of unsigned orders in the name of the court. All electronic, digitally issued orders by judicial officers issuing the orders of October 1st, 2010, which I quote, "The petition for rehearing in Bannock and motion to produce verification of unsigned orders were circulated to the full court. No judge requested a poll under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure of Appellate Procedure 39. The court denies the petition for a rehearing in Bannock and denies the motion to produce verification of court's purported ex officio juris unsigned orders." And this is the cases before the United States Supreme Court. This court continues its ex facto use of unsigned orders in conflict with the court's administrative order of 8-1 adopted for the court, made law by the Honorable Karen J. Williams, Chief Judge, dated April 1st, 2008, in compliance with the 2000 E-Signed Act, regarding the management of electronic case filing system and the recent correspondence from the Maryland Attorney General's Office. General Assembly's legal counsel states that the appellant is entitled to a signed order that can be verified and authenticated, which the order of March 4, 2011 and all previously ex maleficio orders issued by this court lack legal authority and legal enforceability. The February 22nd, 2011 response from the Attorney General from the Maryland General Assembly says it best, and I quote from the correspondence from the Attorney General's Office, General Counsel to the General Assembly. See attachment 2, which states, and I quote, Dear Mr. McDermott, I am in receipt of your letter dated February 1st, 2011, which you state was copied to every member of the Maryland Maryland Senate and House of Delegates. I have been authorized to respond on behalf of all recipients to your letter. I would say that's about as authoritative as you can get if the entire General Assembly is answering a question on the validity of unsigned orders. You are correct that Article 4, Section 1 of the Maryland Constitution requires our courts be courts of record. This requirement has been interpreted to require that court orders be in writing and not oral. See E.G. Redmond versus Chance 32 MD 44252 1870. The question is, does this court respect the Constitution of Maryland and the legislative officers' intent? Our citizens are entitled to sign orders from courts of record and seal. That's not a court of record and seal. That's a shameful piece of garbage that's robbing the citizens of the United States and the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. For the reasons stated herein, the appellant demands to see the signed orders, which I was denied today, and directs the clerk's office authorizing the court to issue and mail the numerous ex officio, ex fictitious juris orders, and that's a fictitious order basically, of the court to the Attorney General's office. Also note that Maryland Courts and Judicial Proceedings Rule 2-203 makes it clear that the citizens are entitled to view and make copies of public case files affecting the rights, liberties, of property. Appellant will be documenting this trip to Richmond to file papers and post the same on secretjustice.com in the sincere hope that the court will act in compliance with the Constitution and rule of law. And that's it. I'm down here. I'm documenting it the best you can do. You're dealing with a mafia-controlled court and judges who do not adhere to or respect the law. Today is the 16th of March. On the 24th of March, I'll be giving a presentation in the Gold Room of the Rayburn House Office Building, where I will use these documents. I will use these documents to show the educational panels and the members of Congress that this is just how corrupt our courts have become because of the Congress's lack of oversight and management. They're talking about cutting the budget all the way down here. I was listening to the CR debate, continuing resolution to keep the government open. All they had to do is shut these courts down and get decent judges in here. We will never have a problem again, because the people who are abusing the court system and raping the assets of the United States will go to jail, and you can seize their assets. We can wipe that deficit out like that. God bless and have a good day. George McDermott signing off for MarylandCourtWatch.com and SecretJustice.com from the land of the scam and the home of the fraud. Maryland U.S. Court of Appeals in Richmond, Virginia.